Welcome to Harris Museum and welcome to UCLan CI's Chinese New Year Celebration Day. Today we are going to sample some Chinese tea. We're going to first of all introduce you to various teacups, teapots and different types of tea. There are 6 different types of tea in China. We categorize tea based on how it's being processed. So, for example, we have green tea, white tea, oolong tea, and yellow tea, and then oolong tea, red tea, and black tea. 6 major categories, and it all depends on how much the tea leaves have been allowed to oxidate it. For example, most of you know about green tea. Green tea is not being oxidated at all, while at the far end is the black tea, where the tea leaves has been allowed to oxidate for a long time. Some people call it marinated, but that's not really the right word. We'll say oxidated. Okay, so what I'm holding in my hand is like a pen stand. It's a holder of tools that we use when we serve our tea. So look at that. This, we can use it to put on top of a teapot because the holes you can see is slightly smaller. Okay, so the whole point of having it like that is when we spoon the teas out, we don't scatter the tea all over the table. This is a pincer. And the purpose of this pincer is, we use hot water, sometimes boiling water, sometimes 85 degrees to brew the tea. Still 85 degrees is still very, very hot. And we don't want to touch it. And one of the things we do when we rinse, before we serve the tea, we rinse the teacups first. And rather than using our fingers, even though any person serving the tea, they will have washed their hands, that go through a proper ritual, but still, so that you have peace of mind, you don't see me touching the teacup with my fingers. So this has got that purpose. Now, some of you may ask, in here in front of me on the tray, you see 3 different teapots. You think, well, a teapot is a teapot. Why do you have different teapots? What's the point? And the point, it comes down to the type of tea that you are brewing. For example, what we've got here is 紫砂壶, there's a purple clay teapot. And this type of teapot, the material, the purple clay, holds the water more, holds the heat more. So what we'll do is we'll put maybe black tea or red tea, 红茶, into teapots like that. And we sometimes also pour hot water from the outside of the teapot. If that particular tea needs slightly higher temperature or longer brewing time, we want to keep the heat on, we'll use 紫砂壶, that is the purple clay teapot. So some of you were asking, what is my favorite cup of tea? At the moment, there are 2 types of tea that I really, really like. One of them is 金骏眉. So 金骏眉 in terms of a category, it is red tea. So what I'm going to do now is to put some tea leaves out and put it in here, so that you can come and have a look at the tea. So this is type of oolong tea, but fits into the red tea category. If you don't want to have very, very refined category, you only just want to know green tea, red tea, and black tea. So this, you can say it will fit into the red tea category. And one of the things that I really miss, friends like Tony, Jackie, Brian, or Angela, this group of friends, they used to come back to my house after going out on a Friday night and coming back to my house. So the whiskeys would be out, my husband would be serving out the whiskey, and I will be brewing the Chinese tea. And then they would be drinking tea, drinking whiskey, and then talking about all sorts of things. And one comment they always say is they never get a hangover after they've been to our house, so the next morning, and they put it down to the tea. So some people will say there are certain properties in the tea that helps you with to help you get over the what do you call it? What's the word? Hangover. Putting in more liquid, more water, and that helps to get rid of the hangover. But you decide.